Welcome back to Cooking with Allizard. Up to now, we've been walking through Alan's origin story in the airsoft industry, how he got started, joining KWA, leaving to help start Crytek, and the events that shaped those years. But that only gets us to around 2014. Since then, there's been another decade of product development, manufacturing, and technology, and a lot of lessons learned. So today we're starting something a little different. Instead of looking backward, we're going to talk about some of the ideas and challenges shaping the industry now. And I can't think of a better or maybe trickier place to start than AI. Now, before anyone listening assumes this is an AI sales pitch, it's not. This is just a conversation about what AI can and can't actually do. So, Alan, over the last year, you've been using AI quite a bit. Has your opinion of it changed?
It actually changes quite a bit. Back in late 2023, I had an opportunity for a job interview with a European company. I was asked how I saw AI being applied to airsoft. Honestly, I couldn't come up with an answer back then. At the time, all I could think of was some kind of electronic targeting system or gameplay system. I mean, fast forward for a few years, AI has changed a lot.
Yeah, and it's interesting that that's how it came into your world. Like AI wasn't even on your radar, and suddenly someone's asking you about it in an interview. So since then, after actually using it, what's like your simplest take now?
So AI is going to stay no matter what. It all depending how you use it. And there are some very obvious choice to use AI, and there are some not very obvious choice. I'll explain to do maybe two different category. So at first, let me be clear that this is purely on my own observation and how I see AI and how I use AI up till now. Again, it may get changed, and what I've seen so far is the advancement of AI have exploded. Basically, 6 months ago, there are capability that's not even available, and it just keep
Wow.
going up. I have to think of a different way to look at it. It's not how it's replaced; it's really how it's being used.
Yeah, almost like AI is a tool and it's how we use it that matters most. It's not about AI replacing anything, it's how can it help us, do our help us in our career and in our life.
Back in my college days, in my computer science days, there's often one thing we've learned is what they call garbage in, garbage out. It all depending on what you fed to the computer and the computer spat out the correct answer or not. In the same way, it applies to AI as well, because how you fed the AI becomes more useful. If you fed garbage into AI, obviously it's going to come out garbage. Same principle.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed actually.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I like that you brought in that garbage in, garbage out principle. It just means that, someone who knows the field is going to get more out of AI than someone who doesn't. So what that really means is that that experience still matters the most. And AI is just helping you accelerate and be more efficient at what you're already doing.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, it's a multiplier. So if you know what you're doing and you apply AI on it, it becomes more efficient or faster to produce. But if you don't know,
Yeah,
and therefore you will be like randomly searching without actual doing what really works, or it actually takes much longer than it's supposed to be.
exactly. So if you're already struggling and you bring AI into it, AI is just going to help you struggle faster. But that distinction is really important. So maybe just to kind of sum up where we've gotten so far, AI isn't magic, it's a multiplier, and the results depend on the experience and the quality of the input. That feels like a pretty solid foundation for the rest of this conversation.
In airsoft, there's also the administrative part of it and also the engineering part of it. Let's just put it on the administrative first. The administrative part, we're talking about sales, we talk about marketing, we talk about administrative work, documentation, manual writing, translation. I mean, I remember back in the old days when we write a manual. When I write a manual, we have to take the manual into I got to pay somebody X amount of dollar to have it translate to a different language because we have to sell our products overseas to Europe. And things about European is you have to print. You literally have to print in French, German, Spanish, and some other languages. But you have to print, which is kind of weird. That's another one of my gripe about printing. But you have to have different languages in your manual, otherwise you can't sell into EU. To me, that having AI just simply replacing that person that do the work.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. AI can help with those kind of repeatable office tasks that take a lot of time. So it's great for things like manuals. What about once you get past the paperwork side, like when it comes to troubleshooting or technical work? Where do you see AI fitting in?
Let me put it this way. Without AI, the traditional way that we have been taught doing it is 1, ask somebody else. 2, go online and Google it. And you can go through forums, you can go through Reddit, you can go through Discord, and you may or may not find the answers you are looking for. However, here's the thing about AI is AI actually have done all that reading. They've done all this research already. They have all this case study already, the possibility that what happened. Because what AI does is actually do a predictable, based on what you feed them, and it will predict the outcome. That's the job of AI. So what's going on is you fed what's wrong with the problem symptoms of your gun into AI and let AI figure that out for you. Obviously, the better the information you fed, the faster, the more accurate it gives you. Let me give you a practical example. This didn't happen with an airsoft gun, but it happened with my car. I drive a 2019 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport. Recently, I started noticing something really strange. Whenever I stop at a red light and accelerate again, the transmission seems to hesitate. First gear would hang way too long before I shift into second gear and then to the third. The engine would rev higher than normal, but the car just don't feel like it's going anywhere. Now, here's the funny part. If I pull it over, shut the car off, wait a few seconds, and restart it, the problem disappears. This didn't happen every time, but it's happened often enough, maybe once every few weeks. And so I start wondering, what is going on? I mean, I could have just go search Reddit, those kind of thing, but no, I decided to go play with AI and fed the information and see what happened. And it spat out a couple scenario, and I read through all of them. One of them caught my eye and surprised me, which is the transmission oil. So I was like, why changing transmission oil would help? As I continue reading, it tells me basically is the old transmission oil have contaminant inside, and the contaminant can affect the hydraulic, what's it called, hydraulic sensor. Anyhow, flushing it out, replace it, most of the time will fix the problem. That's what it suggests. So I took the information and I talked to my buddy, who's a mechanic, and explained to him what's going on. And he basically said, "Yep, that seems to be a pretty common issue to a lot of cars. So bring in and we'll take care of it." And that story itself basically proved that if I don't know much about certain thing, but I fed enough information to AI, AI can help me determine the possible cause. So give me enough information to talk to somebody else who's an expert to confirm what's going on.
Yeah, that's a super practical example. It didn't fix the car for you, but it gave you a starting point, which is what you're saying AI is really good for, kind of pointing you in a direction and taking a lot of what you already know and making it more efficient.
Yeah, it's just another tool basically, and depending how you use it. And of course, not everybody, you don't have to use it, but if you know a little bit of it, then using AI can sped up certain process.
Yeah, exactly. It's great for handling repeatable office stuff and making that more efficient. So things like manuals or translations or first level customer support. But moving on from the paperwork side, like when it comes to the technical, like engineering side, where do you see AI fitting in there?
Uh, I think it's already being used. I can confirm that because
Mm.
I've talked to some another industry people that they were showing me design using AI for a they basically using image generator to design the external look and how an
Mm-hmm.
airsoft gun's gonna look like. And they just prompt. They just basically just say these are things I want, and they generate a picture, and that is basically the design, the external design. Now that's one lazy way to do it, I would say. But if you talk about
Right.
real engineering work, I don't think a real engineer, will use AI just engineer the entire gun. I don't think so. What I think it is you can use AI as a assistant. So the
Mm.
engineer will do the work, draft, doing the design, and then you fed this design to AI to have to double check. Basically, having a assistant to a second eye to see if the measurement makes sense, or um, when it comes to machining, when it comes to manufacturing, is it going to be a problem? Those kind of things. AI can help with assuring that the design makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's kind of acting like a peer review. It's looking over and double checking your work and kind of doing that cross check, which means that it's helping you and not actually replacing that judgment and expertise that you've built up over the years.
Right. I mean, as much as for experienced engineer, mistake can still happen. And
Of
I
course.
firsthand have seen this, engineer make mistakes. This one little decimal point misplaced can ruin the entire batch of production. And yes, we've seen it. We've seen it. It has happened. So AI can help you eliminate that. Now, what I kind of curious right now is in the manufacturing side of it. So the actual manufacturing right now, as far as I know, most airsoft company in Taiwan. I can't speak for China. I have not been to any factory in China, but I've been to factory in Taiwan, and I don't think their factory is scale to use AI in there. Everything is all manual work. Um, so in terms of manufacturing, I think it's still based on a lot of physical manual work to produce like injection mode or casting or the only thing AI I have not really seen it, but obviously CAD, I mean, CNC, those things are computer driven, but letting AI control that, I don't know yet. There may be, I have not explored that side of it yet, but right now, what I've seen so far in Taiwan is I have not seen any AI being applied from the manufacturing side.
That's an interesting distinction because a lot of people assume that AI is already running a lot of things in factories. But from what you're saying, it doesn't sound like that's the case. So, where do you think AI could make a difference in manufacturing down the line?
Based on what I know right now, I don't. And if I get a chance to go back and visit some more factories, then I may find out more and I may see more. One of the things I miss is talking to my buddies over in overseas, and next time when I travel back to Taiwan, I may talk to them and ask them what they think. On the other hand, right now, as far as I know, at this moment right now, I just don't see AI being used in manufacturing side. Engineering, design wise, possible, and yes, it's entirely possible.
It sounds like from your firsthand experience, AI has a lot of potential in engineering and office work, but on the manufacturing side, it's still pretty limited. And that makes me wonder, We've talked a lot about what AI can do, but what about the other side of the coin? What are some things that AI still cannot do very well?
Um, I believe we still prefer direct human interactions. Let me put it this
Mm-hmm.
way. Um, when you make a phone call for customer service, I know you did mention customer service, but I actually don't
Right.
want AI to take over customer service because it's so annoying. I mean, like for instance, if I call, let's say I call my bank, right, or I call customer service
Mm-hmm.
on certain products, so I have to go through a lot of prompts. Now, before it's all scripted, right, and even though people use AI for it, so I determine your voice, what you ask for, and it try to route you, and it's trying to, uh, it gives me an feeling that the company behind the product or the service really don't want to talk to you. So you just want to skip
Mm-hmm.
all the prompt and then hit zero to talk to a live person, right? So
Yeah.
here's the thing about in terms of customer service, I don't think AI should replace until AI can be 100% act like a human, that talk like a human and think like a human, that can sense your urgency. That might, but we're not there yet. I don't think we're there yet.
Mm-hmm.
We may be close, but I don't think so. Every time I talk to one of those people, one of those live automated system, and they're not friendly at all.
Right.
And I don't AI should be the one that replacing that. Human interaction is still more important. Likewise, apply the same thing to sales, right? You want to have a salesperson you
Mm-hmm.
want to talk to because the salesperson can understand your need and maybe able to analyze what you need and maybe give you a solution how they can sell product to you, those kind of thing. So a human interaction is still more important, and I don't think AI can 100% replace that right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's a really strong example for the point that you're trying to explain. Efficiency isn't everything. There are other important aspects of business and of communication and of customer service and of building relationships that require a human touch. And that's a clear and relatable example of where AI shouldn't take over. Can I ask you something kind of personal? You've talked about what AI can and can't do. Are you using AI to help with this podcast?
Yes, actually, I am using to help me organize show ideas, practice on my script, and as a matter of fact, you, Alex, you are AI too.
Right. And just to be clear, everything you've shared today, your experiences and your opinions, all of that comes from you.
Well, yes, most of them will come from me, and you gave me some pretty good ideas, and I do enjoy using an AI for co-host. And surprisingly, when I mentioned, well, not surprisingly, I mean, like when I mentioned 6 months ago, this is a huge jump because I thought of using AI as a co-host 3 months ago, and that did not work up until ChatGPT updated their voice model. And then I discovered that, you know what, that respond, it's much quicker. The duplex allow me to do interaction and interruption a lot more natural. So I decided to experiment and start recording with AI as a co-host. Um, the reason why I want to bring this up because I have people ask me or actually warn me not to talk about AI, and I thought about it, but I decided to go ahead and do it because number one, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about AI, and I think that people ought to understand it's just a tool, and likewise, it's how you use it, right? And being angry that AI maybe give me some negative, like discredit what I'm doing, those kind of thing. I don't think so at all. Like I said, it only enhance what I can do, and so yeah, I decided to use an AI, and I think that it's quite effective. Um, More importantly, because when I first started, I don't want to do monologue. I don't want to talk to a mic by myself, and I want interaction. By having an AI co-host, it makes my a discussion a bit more natural flow. That's how I see it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like showing your point by example. You're still driving the car, but AI is just riding shotgun with the map.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can now say, "Hey, am I going the right direction?" I mean, pretty much. It's just like a companion that I can talk to, um, bounce back and forth ideas, and sometimes do surprise and gave me some new ideas to. Again, it's a tool. That's all I can say. It's a very powerful tool. Um, like I said, not everybody liked it. I just learned to use it, and from my perspective, is incredibly useful.
I like how you're approaching this. You're not trying to convince people that AI is good or bad. You're just saying, this is how I use it. This is where it helps. This is where it doesn't. And you let people decide for themselves. Before we wrap, though, I want to ask one last thing. If someone listens to this episode and remembers just one thing, what do you hope that is?
I think it's more like don't be afraid to learn new things. Um,
Hmm.
Learning is something that I have to keep myself going and continue to learn, never stop. And AI just one of the things that you just have to learn it. You don't have to use it, but at least you know what's going on and how to apply or not apply. I mean, the choice is up to you.
That's a really thoughtful way to put it. If today's conversation gave you something to think about, we'd love to hear your perspective. Whether you're already using AI, avoiding it altogether, or still figuring out where it fits, come join the conversation in our Facebook group. And if you're already using AI in Airsoft, I'd especially like to hear how you're using it. You might have an idea that neither of us has thought of. You'll find our email, Facebook group, and social links in the description below. And if there's a topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode, let us know.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, keep learning.
I'm looking forward to our next conversation. Take care, everyone.